Oh, g'day. Look, I'm just having a cup of coffee in the morning here, and it's a beautiful morning. We're doing this Ramadan, Baha'i, Lent, all this fasting period thing. Well, yeah, I had a cup of coffee this morning. Anyway, so we've got a cyclone coming on, and I'm coming in to help them, mate, batten down the hatches, you see. You know, it's just a tropical low in my book. I wouldn't even call it a cyclone. It's got cyclonic forces, so you can call it a cyclone if you want. But the thing is, it's dependent upon human consciousness, isn't it? So I could do a weather analysis for you and say that yes, we've got a tropical low that's moved down the coast, and now it's gone category 2, downgraded, category 1, category 2, category 3, category 2. But what does that mean? Because we're only getting wind gusts up to 80, 90 kilometres an hour, and then it's going down very slow, and it's not really doing that much, is it? And you get a great opportunity. You see the weather reflects the human consciousness, you see. And so how are you feeling right now? How's everybody feeling? You know, I've been out of the city and helping people prepare, because we take stuff seriously here in Australia, you see. So even though it's just a tropical low, we're treating it as though it's a category 5 cyclone. Now that's a big difference now. A massive difference in storm, from a category 5 storm to a category 2 storm. Right, so we don't really have the power of a category 5 storm down here. Does that mean that we don't have the power of a category 5 mindset? Or does that mean that we've got a calmer mindset? By default, people that choose to spend more of their time in Brisbane and the area around here, like I choose to do, is because the weather's so good. And so, we therefore have a moderated mental approach to life. The mentality to life is much more moderated. You know, much more in touch with moderation as opposed to being extreme. Now, it's just something that I throw in there because all the ancient scripts talk about how the weather is reflected by human consciousness on this planet, and also the weather on the sun. Now, the weather on the sun is what dictates the weather on this planet, FYI. And the reason being is because we rotate around the sun. It is the centre of everything to us. And it is essentially, the centre of our universe, even though we know that there's bigger universes that have centres that we rotate around, which is essentially a universe because it's everything that we know, even though it's all the stuff that we don't know. Right, then, as far as we're concerned, really, with all our wonderful technology and knowledge and all of that stuff, really, the sun is the centre of our universe. Completely, isn't it? And then you've got electromagnetic coupling that occurs with that centre of our universe and all the other celestial bodies. And then we have this outgoing long-wave radiation. Satellites positioned on the outside of this planet measure, right? Now that gives us indications of seismic activity, where it's going to be, so we're able to predict where seismic activity is going to occur with 98% accuracy. The problem is, what do you do with that information when you can tell that there's going to be a massive earthquake or volcanic eruption into a tsunami 3.5 days before it occurs? Where do you evacuate a city of 300,000 people to? Now, what if there happens to be 23 million people in that city that you're trying to evacuate? You know, where do you evacuate them to? So that's the conundrum that we have with all our knowledge. And so, we sort of miss out on most of this stuff in this part of the world. And so it's good that we get to have a little bit of a thrill. It's been a while since we've had a decent rain event. Summer's over, and so this one's going to be good. And You know, there's all kinds of factors that are always at play. You can say that some people try to modify the weather and play God. There's technology that exists out there. You can look it up and you can see. I mean, good luck to them, because come on, really, you got the scale. I mean, you got the capacity to take on Mother Nature. Well, good luck to you. Like that one's going to work out for you. Trying to modify and control anything will, mitigate. Good on you. It's not going to work. No, it'll work. You can always get results, and then the results will lead somewhere else in the contained system. But you can't overpower that kind of energy. And so that's another thing that brings us back to, like what we got. I can go on about the meteorological effects, and we've got pressure, we've got high pressure, we've got low pressure, and we've got temperature, which is a measurement of heat. Then we've got humidity, and we've got ocean currents and the temperature of the ocean currents. And then we've got the moons. And then we also got, what else have we got going on in the world? Apparently, Mr. Trump Donaldson, or whatever his name is, that fellow with the hair, he's been warning the world about being on the brink of World War III. And I think he's done that third time or something, hasn't he? Apparently he's making a deal, and how's that going? What's going on in all different parts of the world? How's that reflect? How's the weather reflecting in those parts of the world? What's going on there? Okay, that's just an observation. What's going on? I don't actually know. So. But you see, like, that's the thing to have a look at with this. In any case, I can talk about all the stuff in the science, and you can get that elsewhere, because it's all pretty mundane, pretty boring, actually. I find it absolutely enthralling. We've got hundreds of millions of volts coming through the poles, causing an aurora borealis and aurora australis. Right, now that energy's got to go somewhere and be dispersed out through the planet. So I find that part of the meteorological science to be absolutely enthralling. High pressure forms to low pressure, turns to clouds and precipitation along the way. Okay, and so when you have sunspots at certain geographical, geometric, reflective coupling, so when it's on the earth-facing disc, and so basically where my nose is on the camera, and say my eyes and my nose is on the camera as it comes around, as the sun comes around and facing like that, if there's sunspots on that line, well, you're going to get earth spots, and those earth spots are going to be called tropical lows. Okay, and they're going to form certain latitudes on the earth where tropical lows form. Right, so that means there's going to be a tropical low, aka a cyclone or a hurricane or a typhoon. A typhoon is a slightly different weather phenomenon. So we get a great opportunity. We can talk about all the kinds of different stuff, and the effects of the damage. Whether people get flooded by falling water, flowing water, rising water, whether they get blown away, whether they're boiling hot with anger, freezing cold with fear, stifled with agitation, frustration, whether people are bitter and twisted, whether they're cantankerous and nasty, whether they're horrible, whether they're bright and kind, whether they're lovely, patient, whether they've got a demeanour, they want to work together or they want to be selfish. All of these things come into play in the micro scale and the macro scale at the same time. Now, I feel that we're very peaceful in this part of the world. I've been down at the beach. I'm in a few places in the hinterland in between. I'm back in Brisbane. I've been helping people around Brisbane. There's a real calmness and there's a real relaxed nature and there's a real community connection. But everyone's just still looking after themselves. And so I think people are going to find that they're living a little bit unsustainably by only thinking about themselves. It's going to bite them a bit. The other thing is I do want to mention that there have been a number of people that have sent me messages personally offering me accommodation at their place. And so I'm at risk of the cyclone washing me away or blowing me away. And so I thank everybody, every single person that's offered me concern or offered me and all my dogs to come around their place. I think I have to respectfully decline most of those offers because I won't be able to bring furniture around your place, and therefore there's not going to be any room for you on the bed with all the dogs on the couch. And my dogs, they certainly don't stay outside. You know, they stay on the bed. They sleep on the bed, and I suppose to tell you the truth, I prefer to sleep outside. And so I do have an idea. Everyone can come around to my place because I do have some good waterfront land. Well, it will be waterfront land, hopefully in the next coming days. So fantastic opportunity for fishing. Try and catch a fish as long as me, perhaps even. However, there should be some good mud crabs out there at the moment, and there are some good fish. I'm in a particular area here where I've got freshwater mullet, and unfortunately there's some tilapia and invasive cod in here, but there's another 7 species of fish at least here on top. On top, not on top, they're swimming around amongst them. Yeah, but there's freshwater mullet, and it's fantastic to see them. And there's a number of other freshwater ones I identify. I can't remember the names, so I identified them and spent quite a bit of time identifying them. And I've killed here probably about over 1,000 cane toads in this area. And then I come down here the night before last, turn back to Brisbane at night time to prepare to save people from cyclones coming. And not one single cane toad. So that's what you've got to do. You just got to keep coming back to the same area, kill all the cane toads, come back, kill all the cane toads, come back, kill all the cane toads, kill all the cane toads, kill all the cane toads, and then suddenly there won't be any more cane toads. You got to do it. You got to do it. I'm a lover and I'm a healer, but I don't want to be killing, but I had to kill them all. I had to kill. You got to kill. See a cane toad, you got to kill it. You see your ego, you see your desires, you see your hatred, you see your selfishness, you see your resentment. You've got to kill it off, and starve it out. Now it's time for fasting and introspection, etc. like that. So a great time to starve out all your desire and your anger and your hatred and your resentment and your bitterness and disenchantment, dissatisfaction, discontent. Work together. Tell you what, if you've got everything and you're all safe and you're comfortable, and there's one person that doesn't have enough or is unsafe or is at risk, and you know about it, then you won't be content with everything you've got and your safety and all that, and you give it all up right in that moment to save that other person. And then you might find that you're so disconnected from yourself that you won't save other people. You watch all these people die, and then you end up saving the cane toad because that's the bit that brings your humanity back. And then you start saving people. In case for the cyclone, then I'm going to be batting down some hatches. I better get on with it, actually, and get over there. We're batting down the place. So treating the place as unsafe, even though it's super safe, treating the place as unsafe, and ensuring that everyone gets out of here safely. And then we've got a few places that I can go as well. But I reckon I'm probably going to be going to the beach. I'm probably going to be hanging out at the beach for when this tropical low crosses the coast. I've seen one event like this in Brisbane. There was a much bigger system than this, but I had to be working inside the world's biggest logistics operation in the Southern Hemisphere. I beg your pardon, not the world, well, it's the world's biggest logistical operation in the Southern Hemisphere, so that is actually correct. Shouldn't have to correct myself. And so I didn't really get to experience it, but apparently it was really windy, and the rain was very hot and tropical, so I'm looking forward to this one. And I've ridden through a cyclone in my KLR 650 before, mate here has come here to help, and he said, have you ever been through a cyclone? And I said, only on a KLR. And he just looked at me absolutely confused. I don't know how am I supposed to respond to your Bushtralian Jim. And I said, well, you don't need to respond at all. But I'll just clarify, only on a KLR 650. Haven't been through a Cyclone in a car. I've only been through a Cyclone on a motorbike. Now, the KLR 650, and I highly recommend the KLR 650. If you've got to go through a Cyclone, the KLR 650 is a much better choice than a BMW because just there's 70, 80 kilos lighter at least by default. And so it's a lot easier to throw it around. You get places that you can't get in the four-wheel drive and you just can't take it. A BMW GS 650, some of those places are just too heavy. It's just such a heavy bike. And plus, anything goes wrong, then you thought it's just so much harder to work on a BMW GS 650 than it is on the Kawasaki KLR 650. And you basically carry, between a few blokes, you can carry a smaller bike like an XR 400 or a 600 or a KLR 650 between three bikes and backpacks and on your panniers and stuff like that. So you've, I highly recommend KLR 650 for going through cyclones. That's my vehicle of choice. Otherwise, if there was one better than that, I'd probably go for a Land Cruiser Sahara. Because myself as Bushtralian Jim been thinking I need to manifest myself a Land Cruiser Sahara. But not one of these new ones that have got all these buttons and electronics and stuff. One of the old ones that you still got control of, you can still fix it and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so let's just take a moment now. Because I'm feeling the dry earth beneath me. See how the earth is dry. Right, the earth is dry. I've been praying for rain. We need the rain. There's been a fair bit of rain. And then all this ground here is all burnt. Solar activities, it burns and solar flares. Coronal mass ejections. It's hot. And so let's just feel that. Feel the scorched earth, feel the burn, and feel where we are. We're about to get some rain, get some wind. Hopefully get some nice flash flood and nice clean water. Hopefully we get to renew ourselves somewhat. I'm certainly renewing myself to breathing in the yin of the cyclone. It's renewing me, I feel it. Feel negative ions coming in. I actually feel quite renewed breathing that in. Breathe in with me, breathe the cyclone in. And feel yourself becoming renewed. Nitric oxide. Or the ionic exchange, the oxygen. Feel it coming in, feel yourself being renewed. May we see the whole world being enlivened with that renewing yin energy. Electric yin. May we see the whole world working together as one global community in harmony and grace with each other. May we see love, kindness, compassion being expressed between all beings. May all children feel safe. May all animals feel safe and loved. Connection. May each person know who they are and know their place in the world. And may we enjoy a good storm. Right. Have that one for free. Cheerio.